Hi guys, this is Mike and Jill from Cheap Thrills, and we're back with another update on our Northstar Fiero project. Last time we showed us finally getting the engine inside the Fiero, and this week we started. But before we could do that, there was one problem we had to address. We really don't want our big Cadillac V8 jerking around in the engine bay, trying to twist out of our tiny Fiero. But it's not just reducing wear and tear that we're concerned about. When we're driving this car, we want it to feel as if this engine came with the Fiero from the factory, or as close to that as we can get. We want this build to feel solid, not like we just threw the engine in and said go. For this, we looked to the Cadillac DTS, the car this engine originally came in, for the answer. There are various ways Cadillac decided over the years to hold down a Northstar. Our Eldorado has two small dogbone mounts on either side of the engine that attach to the front radiator support. The later DTSs have one long arm that attached to the right head and reached all the way back across the engine to attach to the frame. It's a very robust mount, and another nice thing about it is that it has rubber bushings to allow a small amount of play. Of course, Mike being Mike, he kept this mount from our donor car just in case it came in handy, which it sure did. For the Fiero, he had to shorten the mount since we're dealing with a lot less distance between the engine and the body. He cut about 2 inches off of the arm and then welded the end back on. Then he had to make a bracket so this mount could attach to a reinforced part of the Fiero strut tower. To do this, he reused this portion of a bracket we removed from the Fiero to get the engine to fit, seen here, and welded it to the Fiero frame. Reading the comments, I think some people might wonder why we don't buy or have custom brackets and other parts made for our project, and might not like the DIY style that we show on our channel. I wish I had been more clear about this in the beginning, but one other thing we are trying to do here is prove that you don't need to spend a lot of money or have access to machine shops and fancy equipment to do these things. With a little imagination, you can fabricate halfway decent things with common tools you already have in your garage and reusing scraps. Mike's welder is a budget MIG welder from Harbor Freight, and while he's far from the level of someone who does it for a living, he has practiced enough to make things look integrated as well as hold up on track. Anyway, you can see from the finished product how, when the engine wants to turn this way, the DTS mount will say, nope. So now that our Northstar is finally held down, let's see if we can start our engine.
Ready.
I mean, we have quite a concoction of cables and jump boxes, and don't worry, this is all perfectly safe. Here we go.
So we got the engine running in the car, right, Mike?
Yep, great success.
However, now we have to try to get the other half of the powertrain to work. So
Yep, just because it runs doesn't mean it moves. So now we're working on the transmission side of things, from the shifter to the axles, and none of those are as easy as they seem like they are.
So Mike, we can't shift the transmission?
Not with a shifter anyway. So what we have here are a bunch of shift cables. This one was in the car when we got it. I have no idea if it's the original Fiero shifter or if it's some out of their concoction where they had the 3.8 liter. I think it's the original Fiero one because it fits inside the shifter and everything correctly. I think they modified the shift mechanism on the transmission to match this cable. Well, for our thing, it's way too short. Even though it's a fairly decent sized one, it doesn't match up with the factory Northstar end for the transmission, which is this. It's completely different. And so we want to keep the things as original as possible. And I was like, hey, maybe we can just use the DTS one. But even though this one's longer, it's still too short.
And besides being too short, there's also another big issue, right?
Yep, the orientation. And usually that's not a problem, but it is for this car. So it used to come in, because the engine's behind it, the cable comes in from the back. And these are push-pull cables. So when the cable comes in from the back of the shifter, as it actually, it's in park, you go back, it actually pushes this to make it longer. Well, in the Northstar, it actually is the opposite. Going all the way back, fully extended, is in park. It needs to pull the shift mechanism. So we have to route it to the front of the shifter, because then when we actually go from park down, as you can see, it pulls the end of the cable. It will do what we want. So as we come back, you can see it pulls that way.
So if that wasn't clear enough, what Mike means is that in the original Fiero, the shifter is in the middle, near the driver of course, and the engine is in the rear. The Fiero shifter pushes a cable towards the rear to move the mechanism that shifts the transmission. In the Cadillac, the Northstar is in the front, and the shifter pushes the cable towards the front to shift the engine. This direction does not change simply by moving the Northstar to the back of a car, as we have done. So if we want to keep the stock Fiero shifter and don't want to change the shift mechanism of the Northstar, we need the shifter cable to come up from the rear and wrap around in order to push the cable in the right direction. You can see how this also requires a much longer cable than usual.
Well, this cable's not long enough to route all the way up and bend around to the front. It's about 10 inches too short.
So what's your solution gonna be, Mike?
Well, we have to search the internet over and find a cable that maybe fits all the right connectors and is 10 inches longer. I already did that, and we found one.
Well, yeah, I know you did.
Yeah. So, CA1222, it's for a 96 S10. I knew those trucks were good for something. Anyway, yeah, we'll show you how it fits in there. Amazingly enough, it fits. It's like GM made this cable because they knew we were gonna Northstar swap a not so nice Fiero at the moment. So as you can see, it fits the bracket perfectly. Like, I mean, it's no different whatsoever. So with no modifications required. And right now the transmission's in park and it's fully extended. So as it goes to shift into reverse, it pulls this direction. I just skipped it a couple, but you get the idea. So that's neutral, drive, and then starting to go to the low gears. So as it pulls forward, that's how you're shifting from park, reverse, neutral, drive. And you can see we're running it right up through the access where we're gonna seal all that up. That's gonna be our access panel because that's where the center console is. So we can hide as much of the wiring and plumbing and stuff. And then if you wanna look inside, I'll show you what we're doing in there. So I have the Cadillac shift cable, and it's a little bit of a thicker cable. And the problem is that it would only wrap around and be about to here. And you can see the factory Fiero shifter is way up there where it connects the ball joint, the ball stud for the cable is up there. And so obviously it wasn't gonna work because right now it's not even in park. So if we put it back in park, and like I was saying earlier, for better demonstration, see the original shift cable is meant to come in from this direction. So we're going to take this shifter and modify it, and we're going to actually put the bracket, because right now I just have it zip tied to another metal line just so I can do proof of concept that it works, because this cable will easily make the bend. You can see that it's long enough. But this one, like I said, the only problem with this one is that it was way too short. It came to like here, which was not going to work.
Direction around.
Yep, if we didn't have to turn it the other direction, it would have been long enough. But yeah, no, there's all
You're
kinds
not doing a good job at fitting right now.
I know, that person was right. I don't fit.
But you are on a cooler.
Yeah, me and Coleman's not enough room. So what we have is the stock Fiero shifter out of the car. And you know, it's kind of funny compared to cars nowadays. This is such a simple little mechanism. It sets in the car this way. We're gonna cut this bracket off because our shift cable fits this, and we have to weld a piece of metal and put this in the front. And then we'll have a beautiful working
Shift system.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Mike has tacked it in, and he'll go ahead and show you how it's gonna sit in the car now and how it can shift through the gears.
Yep, so if you look at it, I mean, it honestly fits perfect. You would think it was kind of made this way. So cable runs all the way up. We'll easily be able to route this down through the side here, or maybe back through the tunnel, having decided the path, but there's plenty of cable to do what we want. You can see down there where the length is right, so it's in park. So reverse, you can hear it click. Neutral, drive, 3, 2. Back to park.
Hey Mike,
Yes.
it was actually really important for us to be able to shift down to the 3 and the 2, because even though it's not a manual transmission, it's nice to be able to tell it to go to 2 if you really need to accelerate out of a turn. It's not something we do all the time, especially if we're trying to preserve fuel, but
Nope, it's actually good. The shift programming in the 4T80E is actually pretty interesting. When you put it in 2, the programming is it's going to go to 2 as soon as it can get there, and it will stay in 2 as long as it can, but it will actually shift to 3. So if we wanted to do the fastest lap times possible in this car, we could run the whole race in 2, be really hard on it because it's always going to just try to downshift as fast as it possibly can. That's why we usually race in 3, because we're not trying to, you know, just to break it while we're out there. But the programming of this, having the option of 2 or 3 is really important. And like you said, sometimes we just want to occasionally force it to 2, you know, and without full throttle and all that. So that was why it was important to make this adjustment. I don't fit in here.
eventually we're going to have a race seat that's pretty much sitting on the floor, right Mike?
Yeah, we won't be sitting on a foot tall cooler.
Right, so we'll be much lower down in the car.
Yep.
Which is good for you, not so much for me.
Yep. That's why all of our other cars, we keep the power seats. But this one, you might need a booster. So this is the final painted up. It's not beautiful, but you know, the welds look good. It fits in there perfectly. It's definitely not gonna, it's definitely strong enough for a shift cable. So that's a wrap.